Preview the players, the 9 finalists, some familiar names. Sergio Edu here again in such crazy form. He just won one of the biggest events online. Very good execution there. As you see, he was in what, sixth place to start. He finished first. We had our ninth place finisher finish third, and we had our seventh finisher finish fourth, or was it? Yeah, fourth. So I mean, pretty much a table flipping there. You can see Kravchenko was 13.82 to 1.
Yeah, that seems very tough decision for Ravid with the king 10 suited. I think like all three options seem. I think like fold, call, and three bet all seem somewhat reasonable. I can see different players doing different things. And then yeah, David with the defend, and unfortunately looks like he's just going to have to check fold.
Yeah, queen 10 there, pretty live considering the situation. Did get to a flop and not a spot where you'd want to donk, probably put it in. He does end up going with
here.
2 overs and does.
Yeah, I thought he had a little more there. He only had 620, right?
Yeah, so the river actually did turn for him here as he is going to whiff there. Now, tell me about check calling all in versus maybe leading, or does it not make much difference there because he's had good hands? Definitely is like he's in there. He's out. Like if you're just perception of it, but you look at his stats here; those are pretty snug all time, right? Like his there it is going to be all in ace 10. He's definitely not like super out of line, but he is in a good position. 81% ace 10 suited, going to lock it up on the turn. The lady arrives, puts the dagger in Luke Greenwood to end the dream today. Although, again, someone who's just had so much success live online, sort of open and hasn't had great situations. He had the ace-7 off right off the get where he ran into king-jack suited and got semi-bluffed off the turn. And here he is dominated, calling out of position as neither player going to connect with the board. Both backdoor flush draws, ace-queen in the lead. So, you know, he's still sitting nice, but he's not really got to just run away and sort of have the dream, you know, chip leader, pick up pots, no contest dynamic going at the moment.
Yeah, it can be pretty frustrating. I think when that happens, you expect to come in and steal some pots, but you know, you end up also you're playing wide ranges, so a lot of the time you don't have a great hand, and if anyone plays back at you, there's not always much you can do. So you know, you can just kind of run into it a bit. This is quite a big check raise, right? I think the check raise is fine. Maybe you want something a little better, but seems within the realms of reasonable. Definitely like pretty big size. I would expect slightly smaller. I think and then I think the ace queen suited seems good to continue. It's going to be interesting to see. Like this is a pretty hard turn to continue on, right? Queen deuce of clubs. You went for the big check raise size as well, but you never know. He might try and start getting something like nines to fold, but yeah, I think give up is the play. You got some better hands to bluff here. Interesting to see what Ilya decides. You know, like it looks a lot like what Vladimir has, right? It looks like he's just got a kind of bluff that gave up. Ilya might just decide to kind of bet third point position and you know stop himself from getting bluffed on the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this seems fine from Ilya. Like he's pretty strong after calling that bigger check raise, and you know, hard for him to actually be that unpaired after calling such a big check raise in the jack on the turn. So I think that's a reasonable bet.
There's another Greg goes all in. People loving those new emojis. The Greg goes all in there, rocking it, and he is again seeing a spot where Ravid actually has a massive board here. Jack 7, Sergio Edo with the inferior flush draw, and that is the gin card. Jack high to nut flush when the king is out there. So this is a pretty nasty one, right? Ace, you lose to ace X flush and queen X flush. In your mind, you're feeling pretty good here.
He might lead here, actually. I mean, yeah, I think he's going to be. It's really hard to see many ways for him to not get stacked this hand. He needs something just like, you know, deuce of hearts to roll off, and
word pair still not.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's hold 'em, right? Hold 'em.
I think it's still going to be pretty hard to get away. Yeah, I mean, there's some low chance that he gets away where he goes
That's
3.6
big and just
million
gets
and
called.
then no, I think maybe just like 3.6 million and get shoved on and find some insane hero fold where he just thinks that someone's not taking this spot. But it's pretty easy for Ravi to just have like ace queen with the ace of hearts. That all that's happened so far is he's just like c-bet and then called a small lead. So you know, but
Go
yeah, I mean now
small.
he's about to hate this pretty fast. And I am not expecting a snap. I know that, like, last week there were some hands that kind of I didn't expect to be snap put in, but
Yeah,
he
that's gonna
decided
do it.
to.
That's just too
Yes, he
much
kind
hand.
of. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like
Wider, V pipping 32%. We've seen some comparisons today. It's more aggressive side, 8-9 suited, and this is a interesting flop. Although, I guess Ilya does have ace king, and Ravi never has that. But this is definitely a kind of a weird one if you're Ilya too, right? Because it's such a connected board, and you do have aces, but yeah, Ravi.
Yeah, especially when they're just. I mean, it is the chip leader. I think at the moment these stack depths though, like if it gets much deeper, you might see the 8-9 not fast play as much, where they're worried about the ace king. But for what did they start on? 17 blinds, 18 blinds to start the hand. It's not as much of a concern. You're getting stacked. So with the 8-9, you want to focus a bit more on how to get the money in versus the part of Ilya's range that you are beating. And there's a lot of like aces, kings, king, queen jack, queen 10. Can't see that exact. Oh, is it 1.35? Interesting to see whether he chooses. I think it's quite a close decision, right? You have to decide whether you think Ilya's going to bluff off something like ace four of spades to you on the river, or whether he's going to, bet call something like this.
And look at their profiles too. Pretty different on their stats there. Much different look at that as we see a pretty big cooler, and Ilya does. There it is. Minko realizing what's at stake here. Could be out in fifth. The start of the day chip leader needs to find help. Ace or a queen. Clean flop. Heart makes it super interesting not to be. Needs the ace or queen. 6 outs, 1 to come. You can see about 14% of the time will hit it. It is paint, but not to be. That is it. Your chip leader start is out in fifth. And little D-Negs golfer clap.
He's definitely really tight here. It's pretty easy to just. You're going to open king 10 off. Oh wow, this is big.
Ace jack. Really blame 33 million in the middle. Needs a big help. Needs the river now. It is looking like an ace or ace only from space. Can it be? It is paint. That is not enough. And D. Kravchenko is on his way. He has got a very, very Eugene. I didn't put that out today, but we do have a $100 ticket coming up right here. And yeah, nice pickup from YouTube subscriptions. Nice name on there as well. And now we're gonna see a ace queen to 7 deuce, 16 million pot. Ace queen, big favorite. Gotta fade the river 86% of the time. We're gonna still be three-handed. And that is a 3 across, and that is a 7. The slow peel GG right there. Ravid, what a fight. Gets to the podium, picks up a lot of sherbert.
Would have expected a call there, with the ace that kind of doesn't interfere with any bluffs.
Yeah, he also limped.
And the pair. Yeah, it was just limp and one big blind, and I mean, yeah, it's an understandable fold, but I would expect him to call. Wow, this could get.
Yeah,
Kravchenko kind of went for the might save Maxim now. Like he went for the limp. I would still expect Maxim to just carry on betting though. Like you're just in a limp pot, heads up. Pretty hard for Kravchenko to have queen jack, or he never has a set. He pretty much never has an ace, right? So I think it's quite likely you actually see him go for a river bet here too. It's just so easy for Kravchenko to just have like, king 3 of diamonds and not believe him. And it's quite hard for him to actually have better than ace deuce here. Like if he has ace 8, it just goes in pre, right? So he never has an ace that's better than you. It's only if he has like 2 pair.
This could be it. This definitely could be it. I mean, he's gonna see what size he goes with, but right, this could be the timing, the tempo, taking it down. Does he rip it? Does he bet big 7? Does he go for it all?
Yeah, it's very interesting, right? Like the more natural
Whoa.
size and the river is all in. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
That is it. That is GG. That is a champion, Kravchenko.
Wow.
He played excellent today. Aggression pre, cautious post, just got it done right there. What a title. What a pickup. His first win, you see it there. That was going to be either way a first win for the player. 404K heads up match.